All right, so today is actually a Sunday, and I'm about to go swimming, but since my daughter's down for a nap, I figured it'd be a perfect time to come fishing before swimming. So I got quite a few things out here, kind of a bunch of junk that I wanted to try if I get to it. I'm not sure yet if I'll be able to get to it, but brought my loose spinning rod out. So this is you've seen a spinning reel before, but I just got this new Bass Pro Shops Graphite Series. Let's see what it is. It's the 5.6 Fast Light. And I had an ultra light, and I thought it was just a little too, the one that came with, it's a Shimano reel, came with the reel. And I brought my top water. It's supposed to be good top water. And here is what I have been waiting for a while. I finally got the Shimano Corrado DC, and I've got it on my Abu Garcia Veritas Limited rod. It's a 7.3 fast medium heavy, and I felt like this was the perfect setup, and I'm so excited to get this thing dialed in. I have not thrown it at all, so I'm really excited about giving that a shot today as well. But I think one of the things I'm gonna start with is just the good old fluke, what we've been throwing pretty much every day. And I say that because it's just what's been getting bites. I did look at the forecast for other baits for today that would work. Today's supposed to be a really good active day of fishing, so I'm kind of excited to try a few different things. And of course, those two different reels, or the new rod, and then the new combo. We have used that reel before, or that rod before, and we've gotten catches on that rod. Oh, I said a fish missed it. And of course, we haven't gotten anything on the new reel because we don't have it yet. I see a ton of. Oh, look, there's a turtle fighting over. Is it a turtle? Yeah, it's a turtle. What is that? The turtle. There's a ton of topwater activity going on right now. And it is like pretty much the middle of the day. It's around noon right now, so I felt like these fish might be a little deeper right now. But I am seeing a lot of topwater activity. There's even some over here. Some, like I said, today's supposed to be an active day, so we're excited. I'll try out all these areas, and then we're definitely gonna throw all around this pond, and probably hop up to the other pond. We try it around at this pond, and then definitely try it to the other pond as well. It did say today was supposed to be a good topwater day. I think that's why I brought the topwater setup. But personally, I've never had luck with topwater after super early in the morning, like before the sun's really fully out. So let's sink a little bit and see if we don't either get something on the fall or if we can just get it down deeper. Yes, there's a bunch of probably like bluegill or baby bass up here. So let's slide down just a little bit. There it is. Wish they'd mow this more often. It's really thick. Probably not the smartest thing to do it in super short shorts. Just because, I don't know, you might have ticks or something out here. Probably not, but you also could. That was a good toss. Right in the middle of like several different topwater actions. So I'm thinking maybe the bass are hanging out over here, feeding on all these little bait fish and bugs trying to land. I can see a little school of probably bluegill right here. Ooh, you smacked that one. There we go. It's our first official bite. Ran with it for a little while, didn't quite grab it. It's alright. We know where they're at though. That's there we go. They pull me down. No. We have gotten a bite this morning. Just hadn't got one hooked and landed yet. So we'll see. Of course, it wasn't just that one. So depending on like where they're roaming, if they're just kind of swimming by and taking back off and going about their day. I think they've got to be just cruising though. Or they are not feeling the fluke or just eating in general. Like I said, topwater was a recommendation. But there's the multiple topwater movement out here just look too good not to give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and move back down. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the pattern of where they're hitting the most often. Right now there isn't really much of a pattern on where, other than just kind of here. In the middle-ish, but I've seen some even along this grass line. That's why I'm keeping it slow and still working it all the way up to that grass line if I can. And again, working it probably about medium. I don't want to work it too slow. There's a fish that just came up right there. And especially now that I'm seeing more and more fish up high, I'm thinking I might want to actually, whenever I'm retrieving this, not let it sink all that much. And keep it more on the top of the water channel. Again, we don't have a super long time to fish. So I want to be as deliberate as I can, at least how much as I think I can. And I'm basing all these casts off of just where I'm seeing moving on the top of the water. So I actually forgot to record for the first cast, but this thing so far is very nice. Feels so good. It's so smooth. And that thing can cast even this little fluke. Well, now we just gotta see if we can get a catch on this thing. And of course it has that classic Shimano DC whine. Which I will say, it seems a little bit different than the SLX DC. but it's still a nice sound. I know a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, I know some people don't like it, but wow, zero backlash, nothing. Which I like to credit myself for at least a little bit of that. Been able to tune it up pretty well, but also it's just a fantastic high quality reel. And I think this is a fast reel. Let's see, I think it's the 8.5 to 1. So this reel right here is actually why I bought this rod, because I wanted this reel, and I thought, okay, like, what would be a cool, like a good rod, and also like one that would just look good with it. And I felt that the limited Veritas was, to me, a pretty perfect combo. Right. So what I'm gonna do real quick is, even though I don't think this is gonna be a good idea, I want to give it a shot. First off, I want to get a drink. Oh yeah, this bottle's, oh, that is hot. That is hot. All right, and I want to try throwing this. This is my new pole. And if we're gonna catch small fish, we're gonna be able to get it on this. Let's hope that. I've gotten bass on this, like little baby bass. Not on this rod, obviously, but on this bait and everything. So I'm hoping that, hell, a bluegill or something will want to bite it. What was that? God, how low? I thought the thing was much higher in the water column. Let's try casting it out and maybe not letting it sink so much. I think that was kind of right down. I'll tell you what though, talk about cleaning out this pond. Goodness, every single cast is bringing us a ton of snodgrass. Okay, instead of just complaining about it the whole time, let's go get mine. I want to go get my crappie stuff. And see what we can create. So as you can see, we have some better paddle tails. Hopefully the sun's not just glaring all over the place. Got multiple different color paddle tails too, different color grubs, but most importantly, we have, well, let's see, we have lighter, where's my hook at? There it is. We have one lighter head, actually. I think this was one of the lighter sizes. Let's see what we got here. What if instead of just the grub though, we put on this black paddle tail? And these things are probably gonna be all kinds of messed up. So we got that. Because these are our bigger heads. The greens are our bigger heads. And we got some rooster tails, stuff like that. So let's try this out. See if maybe a paddle tail, darker paddle tail, will entice these. I mean, bass and crappie. Maybe a bass will be wanting to bite this thing too. Oh, fuck, they're right in front of us, dude. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Little old baby. There we go, y'all. What's really funny is that's the first bass of today. Nope. A little scoop and a half. All right, so there might be something to this bait that worked quicker than anything else as far as getting nibbles and then getting a catch. Basically what I did is I used this little round hook, sort of like I would a Texas rig, which I will say doesn't work the greatest. It obviously catches fish, but it is a little difficult to actually get set up correctly. But the bass have been coming from kind of over here, the baby bass and the bluegill from right here in the center part right here. So I'm just kind of switching back and forth between, trying to get a catch. That was a short cast. I'll let that guy sink. Oh, here we go. So this is what I'm talking about. Tiny little thing. Just somersaulting him in. But these are the catches we're able to get. Just little bitty. And that's like, maybe that's a bluegill, maybe the other thing isn't a bluegill, or maybe this is just a smaller, different, I want to say they're different species because the colors look pretty different. But yeah, so even though that's usually where the bass come from, and it's weird because like I'll go to hook set and I'm thinking like, dang, did I hook set? Did I get something, or did it come off? Or let's look, another nibble right there immediately. Ooh. And even on these small, like this tiniest little hooks and parents little baits, they still just jackhammer it and go away. It's like they're testing it somehow. But regardless of the size, we're getting some catches, having fun getting catches. Oh, they took my tail. And of course, typical issue we're running into here is our tails get ripped off. I need someone to make a super durable plastic where they're not gonna be able to just rip your tail off. 3 casts in. Look, here we go, watch. Oh, we all saw that, right? It was running with it. And clearly something is still biting it. How that wasn't a catch, I have no idea, because, I mean, look at this. The only thing at all to bite is down that hook tip. So it's all right. We'll keep casting this out until he just absolutely isn't catching anything else. Look at this. Yeah, this is probably the biggest bass I know that was kind of anticlimactic, but I was honestly not super sure I was gonna have him hooked and get him in. Oh, but he barely got it. Well, I say barely got it. If he just barely hit it, but he definitely got it. I need to get my pliers and get that out of him. He is definitely the biggest we've caught today, if that tells you anything. All right. That little guy right there is the biggest we've caught today. But look at him. I mean, he's a good color, good size, and he's got some chunkiness to him, okay? So, oh gosh, that's the edge right there. Go ahead and put him back. So this is kind of one of those, and let me show you what is left of this bait still. I mean, it's just the tiniest little, the tail's gone. It's just essentially a hook covered in glittery plastic. I mean, that's it. That's what it looks like in the water. Just choop, 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 choop. And it got a fish. Now, we're not catching 5-pounders or nothing out here. But if y'all are going out and getting absolutely skunked, this is kind of one of, and this morning I was thinking the same thing. You're throwing lures that normally get bit, or that do get bit or should get bit. Do I have another one? Oh no. And nothing is committing. Size down. I mean, no, you might not catch the biggest bass, but at least you'll be catching fish. You'll be having fun. I think I got hammered and this got pulled down because this is not a soft, it's not loose. So yeah, so they definitely have them right here. Oh, there we go. Almost no hooks that even needed. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Which we caught him this time. But he went butt first, and a lot of times what they do is they just grab the tail. There's a big one over there. They're presenting a pattern similar to trout, and that is they are kind of going in the seams. Ooh. There we go. That's a good one for this. Oh, I might have just been stuck in the grass. That's a pretty good one. So far, this is already my favorite pan. How did he? Yo, look how I caught that. I caught that because it wedged in his mouth. He was hooked from the outside, like this was all the way in, and he hooked for there, and the barb hooked on the inside of this lip and just kind of wedged itself in his mouth. That's the only reason we caught that fish. Wow. So you can see these things. They're tiny, tiny mouths. But that looks like a bluegill. I think what I was catching earlier, I don't know what it was, of a different species of bluegill, or maybe it's just when they're babies. But this is fun, y'all. Like I said, I mean, we're not getting big ones. Oh, there's a wake right here. There was a wake right there. We're not getting big ones, but we're catching some. Unfortunately, the lures we have to catch big fish just aren't catching. Oh, I don't want to be in that. Or just aren't catching big fish. There we go. There's another one. They fight so well. And this right here is exactly why I wanted to rig it the way I did. It's because they typically eat the tail first. Another nice little bluegill. Ooh, almost dropped him. I started flapping. Honestly, this without the tails, catch them just as well. Hey, you know, I have had it where a decent sized fish, decent sized bass, still bites this little baby rigs and stuff. When I was, and if you watch the kayak video, there we go, there's another one. A good sized bluegill. Actually, it feels like a bass. Oh no, it is. So my camera got hot as I was reeling that in, but look at the size of this one. So I think this is that red-eared one, but he is a big boy. I was like, man, it feels like a bass or just a really good sunfish, and it was. And I honestly want to weigh him just because I want to start seeing what a good sized fish of these typically weighs, and kind of make a, you know, a note of it. All right. As long as he stays cool. So 1/2 pound, 0, 4.6, 5.3, 5.1. So we'll say 1/2 pound. Is a pretty beefy sunfish. I'm trying to get him back before he freaks out and gills me. Or not gills me, but bends me. But look at there. See? So these can be just as fun catching these giant bluegill. Alright, so again, the camera got too hot. I went ahead and moved over into the shade, hoping that will help, and I also turned it down to 30 frames a second instead of 60. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. I'm hoping and thinking that just with how bright it is out here, I don't think the 30 frames a second is going to really hurt it. I'm not doing a lot of things that require some fast action lenses. Got a bit there. Oh. There we go. See? Just a light little lift up. Look at this baby. So this is what I was telling you. So like this one has like the little blue dot right there on its gill. That's the other one too thick, was it? Okay, now I guess. That's the kind of, I want to make sure that that's not, well, I don't know what I was trying to say. You saw he had a little blue dot on his gill at the end. That's what I'm pretty sure the bluegill one is. And I think it's the other one that doesn't have that, and it's got that kind of blue veins and that red kind of trim around its gill. I think that one might be something else, like a, what they would call a sunfish, or maybe what's going on? Am I skirted? By the way, I don't know if that's what it's actually called. I don't know if that's what everyone else calls it. I call it, whenever it gets ripped up like that, I call it getting skirted. Because you get caught with your pants down. And again, here's the sniffles. Let's do this. I know there's like a red-ear sunfish. I don't know if I'm confusing that with a red-ear slider. Okay, no. Oh. I don't know if I had one or not. We'll see if they'll bite the little, oh. They will. This is grass, I think. Yep. But they were hitting it. And hopefully y'all having as much fun as me, because like I said, we don't always have to catch monster bass. to have a good time. We can catch. Oh, wait. We can just catch a ton of panfish and still have a good time. Oh, look at this one. This is a little bit bigger than the last one I caught. Don't you do it, guy. He's got a funky color to him. Oh, yeah, that's a bluegill. He's just darker, a little bit darker. I'm not gonna just keep wasting and replacing my baits for 2 casts. There we go. That's a good one. It's a bass. Come on, sound. There we go. He ate it. Oh gosh. Come down here and trim this tree. He ate that thing. Good hook set on the side. I only have a bass to show y'all, another bass to show y'all. Real pretty ladder line on this little baby. But even, oh, one hit it right a second it hit the water. Look right there. Look at that. One actually hit. Oh, it came off. So that's one thing I will say is I'm not able to reel this thing fast enough to keep up with the fish. What is it? It's a. Does it give the speed on here? It's a 4.1 to 1.